Right, so we're joined via Teams by education activist Hendrick Makaneta to weigh in on the drowning incident in Laerskool Queenswood. A very good afternoon to you, Hendrick, and thank you for joining us on the SABC at this hour.
Thank you very much indeed.
Hendrick, in view of what's transpired, perhaps we could get your views on the incident that has now come to the fore once again, and also the frequency of the incidences. What concerns arise as we speak this time round?
Well, to be quite honest, the fact that we are losing, lives within the schooling system is a cause for concern for us as activists in the terrain, and I believe for parents as well and society at large. We think that the duty of care is a fundamental principle that every teacher must adhere by to ensure that learners are safe at all times. Teachers should be visible, whether they are going on an excursion, they should be with the learners all the time. And they should always take reasonable steps to make sure that the lives of our learners are kept safe. The fact that we are now sitting with this incident, it calls for, of course, punishment of those who did not do their part in ensuring that the life of Latoya is saved. And I must say, we must applaud the MEC, Matome Chiloane in Gauteng, for taking the necessary steps to appoint the relevant law firm, which will be able to investigate this matter and at some point present a conclusive report.
Well, Hendrick, speaking about shining a spotlight on the safety of excursions and school trips, giving the lives that have been lost over the years. You've spoken about, the adequate or inadequate supervision, late indemnity forms, communication. It seems that there are protocols in place, but I wonder at this point how it becomes reinforced, or how do we revisit these guidelines in view of what is transpiring? What do you propose on that front?
Well, I think that it is one thing to do paperwork to make sure that all learners have signed the necessary, forms, along with their parents. Indemnity forms from time to time are completed before learners can go on a trip. But it should not end there. I think that there must be a ratio of a teacher to learners, especially during excursion. With a view to ensuring that teachers are able to do their part. At times, you find that teachers leave learners unattended. We've seen some of this, or we've received some of these reports in other schools, where you find that when teachers are supposed to be looking after the learners, they are not doing that. You find that they are sitting at a bar or in a restaurant, or they take this trip as a time for leisure. And I think that government must really take the necessary steps to make sure that we eradicate this kind of behavior amongst the teaching staff. It cannot be correct that we always wait for something like this to happen before we can, take action or reacting to something like this. We must be proactive. I think that government must find a way to be proactive with a view to make sure that such incidents do not occur again in the future. Losing lives, these young lives, it robs the country of a better future because parents and teachers have already invested a lot in these young lives. We're really looking forward to their development so that they can be able to assist our country in the future.
Yes.
And we can no longer tolerate a situation whereby learners die during excursion. Let this be the very last case. I think that government should really come up with alternative ways to make sure that these things stop once and for all.
Yes, Prof. Sorry, Hendrick, because obviously beyond paperwork, we're looking at how justice needs to ensue, correct recourse, even just proactivity, immediate action. Just very quickly as I wrap up, what do you recommend?
Well, I think that the school, along working hand in glove with the law firm, should be able to come up with a preliminary report which can establish a prima facie case against whoever that is found wanting. And as such, the people who are there, some of them who are found wanting, should be suspended with a view to complete the investigation so that proper action can be taken by our court to avoid the reoccurrence of such, or to send a message to society that the death or deaths of learners in the terrain of education shall not be tolerated.
Hendrick Makaneta, we'll leave the conversation there. Thank you for your time at this hour. Education activist Hendrick Makaneta weighing in on the drowning incident that happened at Laerskool Queenswood. Of course, a law firm now has been appointed to investigate, and we are monitoring developments from here and too as that unfolds.